Plein air is a French word meaning in the open air. Back in the 1800s, French Impressionist artists began going outside to paint, usually in oil or watercolor. Today, we're going to try plein air drawing. I'm using colored pencils, but you can use pencils, markers, or whatever you have at home. We've been learning to see more clearly all the details we can, so we can choose what we want to draw and what we want to include in our composition. So, come along with me as we explore. So what I want you to do is go with me on a tour of my yard, and then you can go on a little tour of your backyard or your front yard or even to the park or somewhere else that you want to go. And you're going to just be looking around and noticing all the details, the flowers, the leaves, the grass, trees, whatever you have in your yard that you want to look closely. And notice the colors too, like you might be attracted to a certain color or a certain design. You might like really bright colors or really subtle pinks and lavenders. You might like trees, shapes of different branches, and just pick a real fine detail, something that really stands out to you. So just spend some time walking around and looking and figuring out, and then just make a choice and say, that's what I want to draw. There's so many choices. Now, when I was doing my drawing today, oh my goodness, I learned a big lesson, and I'll tell you about it in just a sec. Hi guys! Hey, I'm outside in my backyard, as you can tell, because I'm really excited about setting up a spot for my plein air drawing. So I've been looking around my yard at all of the really cool flowers and trees and blossoms, and just breathing in the beautiful fragrances too. So I hope you do the same. I hope you just kind of take a look around and try to figure out the best place for you to pick your drawing. And so I'm going to give you a little idea about what to do. So let's see. I'm going to look around. I think I really like this beautiful azalea. So what if I were to do it? What would I do? How could I figure it out? Because you know, there's so much to draw, and some of you are really into fine detail. So if you look close at any flower And the closer you look, the more detail you see. You see those little stamens, all the little fine lines and details in that. But if you want to go from farther away, then you might want to include the tree, a whole row of trees. And you might really be focusing on something really simple, like a little bellflower like that. There's so many choices. So what I want you to do is frame it in, okay? So you can just imagine that you're gonna make a little rectangle or a square or a little box, and you're gonna make borders on what you're drawing, and you're gonna decide, I'm gonna leave that part out. I'm going to only include one little part of that image, because the world is so big and huge. It's just like there's so much to take in and you can't draw it all. So just make a decision. You just might want to just take a single little drawing and do it like that. So here I am. I sat down and I started drawing what I thought was really cool, because I really liked those orange azalea blossoms and I thought they were just so gorgeous. But as I was working, and as you can see, I started in pencil, I realized, oh my goodness, I bit off so much more that I could chew. And by that I meant I did not frame my drawing tightly enough. I did so many bushes and flowers and leaves and, not just the orange, but the ivy in the background, and my hand was getting so tired. I'm telling you. Now I know what you guys go through when you get really involved and you work hard in the classroom and your hands get really sore. Well, that's what was happening to me. This is sped up. It took me a long time to do this drawing, and I didn't really like what I was doing at all, but I kept going and I kept telling myself, this is practice, I'm learning. And it had been a really long time since I had done plein air drawing. So as you can see, I'm working away. I'm trying to get all those details. I'm trying to figure out what colors to do. And finally, after all that time, I had to make a decision that, you know what, I just need to say, okay, it was a happy accident, and I don't have to like everything that I do, but you know, it was okay. So I decided to stop and completely change my spot. And that's what I did. So you can do that too. If you end up starting to do something and you don't really like it, just stop and start over. So here I am in my new spot in the garden, and I decided to simplify it so much more. I chose one single flower, which I thought was really unusual and really interesting and fun. It was one of those plants that we gave my Uncle Chris for Christmas, and he repotted it recently, and I just thought it was so interesting. So I did it with the thin Sharpie, and as you can see, I was putting in all the little details, and then I got a whole bunch of different colored pencils, and I ended up liking this one. So by now, I'm hoping that you found a spot in your garden, in your yard, somewhere out in the front or back of your house, and you've framed in your image and you're busy at work, and hopefully you're going to do a beautiful drawing that you're going to send to me and show me what you've been working on. I would just love to see what you've done. So don't be afraid to start again if you don't like what you've done, because the more you practice, the better you're going to get. And it does take practice to work outside. You need to practice seeing, and you need to practice cropping your image so you don't have too much to draw, like I did the first time. And just keep practicing and enjoy it. Enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the breeze, enjoy finding a nice shady spot, or maybe you want to be in the bright sunlight. You might want to do something really detailed, or you might want to do a big landscape like a tree and do what the Impressionists did and just scribble for all the leaves. You have your own style, and I can't wait to see what you've come up with. So once more, I just have to tell you, I miss you so much. I really miss seeing you every week in class and getting a hug and seeing what you're doing. So I hope you keep in touch just by having your mom send me your final project so I can post it on Facebook and Instagram. And just keep looking at my YouTube channel to see what I might have for you next week. All right, you guys, love you, miss you. Have a great week and have fun drawing. Bye-bye.